Okay, students. So after understanding the storage physical media, now we have to understand what is mean by the file organization, indexing, and hashing. These are the important terms for the examination purpose because when talking about the file organization, so just like a data structure, we need to understand the structure of a data. Same here, the R information in the database which is stored into the files only. And these files are also known as the tables or we can say relation in the database management system, but in general way, these are also known as the files. So how to manage the file and how to organize the files, that is a more important part. So moving to the next slide and which describe the file organization meaning. In this slide, we have a lot of the content over here, but these and each and every content describe the thing properly. You can understand over here the file is a collection of the records or a table is a collection of record or relation is a collection of records. So in general way, file, table, relation, we are also having the same sense, but based on the subjective demand, we have a different it's synonym, you can say. So the first statement is saying to us over here, the file is a collection of the records. Using primary key, we can access the records, okay, undoubtedly, because of unique representation of data is required. So the file organization basically represent the relationship between the various records. So if we have a multiple records, we have the many different kind of records, how to provide the relationship. So this is a way by which we can do. File organization also describe the way in which the records or the information we have that are stored in terms of the blocks. So that is a point we need to understand what is mean by the file organization and how to store the information. So here we have to understand the some points that is a if we are storing the information, then what is the portion at which we can store the information? So as a general way, I can speak over here. If I need to store some information, then I can say I'm storing the information on the database. But database requires some memory, and this memory also play important role by the operating system to memory management. So when talking about the memory management, then you have seen the term that is a block. Okay, so those students who have any idea about the operating system memory management, so they can understand this term here. In the memory management, we have to understand how to access the file and what is the portion where we can store the information. So block was the that point. So in the logically on the disk we have some blocks the information to be stored as we have seen in our previous class. So this is a point where we can start the file organization. So file organization means how to organize the file on the blocks and what is the thing we get. So this is again I'm speaking once again over here. This is a system oriented task. This is not a user end task. So user just making the creating the file and storing on the disk. So as per the normal human being, I can say I'm storing the information only. But at what is the portion at which the information will be stored? So that is a block, that is a memory. And memory just always deals with the blocks. That is a point we have to understand. So the first approach here, we can say the map the database to the file is to use a several files and stores only the one fixed length record. If we are following the fixed length record based concept, or we have another approach that is a variable based. So we want to store the information as a variable length record, then we can store. And this is known as the size of the data, size of the information. The our information will be stored only the particular block. If we are defining the block, then we are defining the fixed length of the block. Then if we have a limited size of data, so we are basing the blocks. So that's why the operating system is has to decide the thing properly. Is it applicable to the or operating system is using the fixed length uh, record mechanism to store the information or variable length record to store the information. But now operating systems are smarter than the previous operating systems. So now we can say variable length record store mechanism is much popular in nowadays. So file organization will describe all these things. From this point, we have to understand the first point. What are the objectives of the file organization? So after understanding this term, the what is mean by the file organizations, we have to understand what are the objectives of the file organization. So in general way, I have written only the four important objectives, and these are necessary to understand over here. Objective of the file organization is saying to us it contains an optimal selection of the records, and records can be selected as fast as possible. So if we are storing the information in terms of the record or the database, of course we have to do. So what is the optimal selection of the record we have to pick for storing the information depend on the algorithm. So what is the algorithm which is used by the operating system for storage purpose? So that is the internal part of the operating system which describes this thing. But objective of the file organization to organize the file properly and to decide the data, which data will be stored first, which data will be stored into the different mechanisms, depend on the algorithm nature, we can say. The next we have say the to perform the insert delete update transaction on the record. So if you are performing any operation on the our record, of course insert the record, delete the record, or update the value of the records we can do. So this is to be done by the easy manner by the file organization concept. Because each and every record we are storing, it contains the some values, some of values in terms of the memory. So we can say it is represented by the pointers or memory references. So if we are trying to update something, so a memory reference will call the only particular records only. It will not go into the sequential manner. Depend on the S method only. So the duplicate records cannot be induced. Of course, duplicate record cannot be inserted if you are doing trying to update some information. If you try to insert some information, so that cannot be possible over here. And for minimal cost of the storage, this is the most important point because if you're trying to store some information, the cost should be minimized. If we are increasing the cost, then what we are doing? We are unnecessarily increasing the value of the our record. It is better idea to we must have the minimum cost of the storage. Record should be stored in the efficient way. So that is a something we have to understand into the file organization. So this is the 2 points we have discussed. One is the meaning of the file organization, and another one is the objective of the file organization. Okay. Now this slide is clear to all right now. This slide is clear to all right now. Or any problem you have, so please you can ask me. Just tell me.
Clear, sir.
Okay. So now it's time to move to the next slide, and this slide is describe the our concept. So let us understand the thing properly. Now let us move to the next slide. This is the slide. In this slide, we have a type of the file organization. So as we know, if we're talking about the file organization, so the question we should have in our mind, which type of the file organization we must have. So that is a point. From this point, I can speak over here. We have a different kind of the file organization approaches. One, we have the sequential file organization. FO means file organization. In a sequential file organization, the information will be start from the first point to the last point. So in between we have the information. So our search information we can get by the sequential manner. Just like if you want to play a song followed by the video cassette or video audio cassette, then what we have to do? We have to go. We have to start the video cassette from the first position, and then our information read out and then move to the next. So sequentially we have to restart. It is very costly approach because suppose we have a record we can find on the 900 position out of the 1000 records, then we have to start our searching of the particular record from the first point, that is 1 2 3 4 5 and so on, so 900. So you are directly consuming the unnecessary time, so it takes much time. Definitely it is not a worthwhile. Sequential file organization will be represented like this one. Now, heap file organization is applicable in the two concepts when we have to study the heap structure. Heap is just nothing which is just kind of the memory formation in the our data structure. So heap is just nothing which is the memory formation of the our data structure. So when we have talked about the heap, so heap will be applicable inside the heap memory or heap storage area, or we can say that in the stack. While studying the stack, so at the time the heap file organization will be applicable here. Now hash is basically a technique or method which is required to use this organization to search the element, so to search the record. So hashing basically a technique, and this will be understand inside our hashing concept. So we have a hashing two types. One is a static and next one is a dynamic. So hash file organization we will see inside the or we will use this concept inside the hashing approaches. Next we have ISAM, that is the index sequential access method, or we can say model. Sometimes it is known as a model. So index sequential, it means we are trying to search the element based on the index pattern. Based on the index pattern, but the information will be start from the sequential. So if we are having the primary key or foreign key in the our system, then what we have to do? We have to search an element based on the some primary key or foreign key. So what is the indexing we are applying on the our record for sorting, searching purpose only. So that is the point you people are required to understand. Suppose we have a student database. So into a student database, we have a student roll number, student name, and so on. So I'm applying the indexing on the my student name. So I will get the student list sorting by the alphabetically. That is a A to Z. If I need to search the student name whose name is started by the P and Q, something like this one. So my pointer will move to the P, and then from that point my pointer will start the particular name, that is the P, and so we have, suppose in this case we have a lots of the name just like this one, Pushpendra, Pushpa. So lots of the names are available which belong to the P letter. So my pointer will directly jump on the P and then starting from the sequentially from the P. So that's why its name is given index sequentially access method. And that is the point we have a index sequential method. Index sequential method is basically combination of the index and sequential file organization. And next we have a B plus tree FO. B plus tree basically is a new concept for understanding the search for understanding the file organization in detailed manner. So this point, those who have any, those who have studied the data structure, the tree we have the B plus tree. So those who have any idea about the B plus tree, so they can understand what it mean by the B plus tree file organization. But don't worry, I have just prepared my slide separately for the B plus tree. So don't worry, I will explain the B plus tree FO file organization in detailed manner. So you people are not required to worry about this point. Cluster FO means cluster file organization. So in this case, what we have a groups. So if we have a data set in my database in the my record, so based on the city name, I can make a cluster. Those students who belong to the Bhopal, they will be a part of the one cluster. Those students who belong to Indore city, they will be part of the one second cluster. And those students who will be the part of the Hyderabad or Bangalore or different kind of cities, so we can make the cluster. In the cluster file organizations, if we need to search the data, if we need to look the data, so we will see what is the cluster we have created. So how many clusters we have. So out of the cluster, if we are looking some value, so first we will see on what parameter we have decided the cluster. So that parameter we will choose, and after choosing the particular parameter, we will look into the only the cluster on the specified cluster. So other cluster will not be disturbed. So we can save the some time. So all these are the different file organization, depend on the application, depend on some needs, you can manage your at your level. So this is the point you people are required to understand. It is already written over here. The file organizations contain various methods. So these are the various methods as I told you. These particular methods have pros and cons on the basis of access or selection. As I told you, so depend on application and need. So each and every file organization is putting the pros and cons undoubtedly. In the file organization, the programmers decides the best suited file organization method according to the his requirement. So definitely, I am saying over here, based on your choice, you can choose the appropriate file organization. But few things are not in our hand. So depend on the operating system. The operating system will decide the file organization automatically based on the structure of the data and so on. So few things are not in our end, but while implementing, we can decide the file organization. So that is the point you people are required to follow properly. So if talking about the indexing in database, so indexing is what actually? Indexing means we're trying to apply the index on the our relation so we can get the data in sorted and unsorted way. So indexing basically used to optimize the performance of the database by minimizing the number of the disk access required when the query is processed. And this statement is saying to us when we have the 5 or 4 disks, each and every disk following by the own disk number, and we can say this is represented by the index number. So I'm giving the sequential number, I'm giving the some number to the my disk, and whenever I need to search some information, then I need to jump onto the particular index because that data belongs to the that index only. Suppose that. So other index or other information will not be disturbed. So we can access the direct information without any doubt. I am not following the direct accessing. I am not following the random accessing, but I am following the indexing. So based on the disk number or based on the some approaches, we are getting the data from the particular index only. So other index or other information will not be disturbed. This can you understand like this one in a class if we have a 64 student or we have a 65 students. So out of the 65 students, we can easily say each and every student belong to the his or her roll number. So if I need to determine the student who belong to the uh, enrollment number 50 to 55, so they will come here and tell me about their self. So what I'm speaking, I'm just making a here you can understand I'm making cluster, but out of this cluster I'm just applying the indexing. So based on the this limited parameter, I can search my student names from the 50 to 55, something like this one. So a student who belong to the 1 to 49 roll number or 56 to the roll number, they will not be disturbed because this is the I've just made a small group or I made a index from my database. So the accessibility will be easy compared to the sequential. That's why, as per my query, as per my required position, or as per my need, I can apply the indexing in the database management system. So index basically is what index is a type of the data structure. That is the point you people are required to understand while studying the data structure and algorithm. So this is a good point you people are required to understand. Here I'm remembering another example while creating lots of the folders. So in a folder we have a many files. Suppose so if I need to see which file is I need to pick first. So based on the uh, recent created file I can access. So what I'm applying the view my all the files sorted based on the date modified. So this is what I'm just indexing the list of the my all the files based on the recently modified file. So will be come on the top side so I can pick easy. So it is your choice, it is your requirement. What is the thing you are following to understand the concept. So indexing in database management system is also possible, and that is also applicable inside the index sequential access method. So we are following the particular file organizer that is known as the ISAM file organization. Okay. So what is the structure of the index file organization? Index file organization structure you can understand from the two parts. One is a search key, other one is the data references. So this structure just seems to us as a look like as a linked list data structure. So if you have any idea about the linking, so you can easily say the similar representation of we have here. Search key means what is the key we have to search, and data references means the pointer that represent to the next search key. So this is the point we have to keep in mind. So the first column of the database in the search key that contain the copy of the primary key or candidate key. It will keep the memory referencing of the particular key only. And the value of the primary key are stored in the sorted order. So sorted order is coming here because of the index. So I can highlight this point. So please you can understand. So if I'm talking about the index word, just please keep in mind, it means I just need to, I need to follow the sorted order. It could be ascending or descending order. Okay. So this is basically referencing to this. So that is a point people are required to understand. Search key means what is the key we are following. So this key will be identified by as a primary key or any candidate. Okay, so this is the point you people are required to understand. And when talking about the data references, so second column that is we have the data references. So data reference contain the set of the pointers holding address of the disk block. Okay, disk block where the informations are stored. where the value of the particular key can be found. So this data reference will keep the pointer of the search key. Okay, so the data reference will keep the data reference will keep the will keep the reference of the this key, and this key can be the primary key for it. So that is can be the index structure in our system. So we can see. Yes, tell me. Any doubt here? Understanding the index database indexing in database system. You have, so please you can ask me. Yes, 20 MIM 10145 Yes, tell me what is the problem. You have any doubt?
No, sir.
Okay. Okay, so till now, any problem to understand these topics? One is a file organization. Next one, we have the type of the file organization and indexing in the database management system and index system. Any doubt in these topics? Any doubt in these topics? Please, you can ask right now. Else, we can move to the next part. Just tell me. Any doubt? Okay, good. So I'm moving to the next part, that is the indexing method. So indexing is not an easy task. See, because before implementing anything, the fundamental concept should be clear. So indexing method, I can speak over here. We have a four different kind of the indexing method. One is a ordered indexing. One is order indexing. Next one we have the primary indexing. Then next we have the cluster indexing, and then next we have a secondary indexing. So if talking about the order indexing, so the ruler of the indexing, it will be represented by the indices. So order indices can be identified by the information which should be in the ordered base. So what is the order we are following, ascending, descending? So based on this parameter, we have the order indexes. When talking about the primary index, so we have a two kind of the primary index. One is a dense index and sparse index. Dense index will be applicable where we have the same kind of the information, while the sparse index will represent the where we have the few informations on. And we will see all these things deeply in the next or coming slides. Cluster indexing will be applicable where we have the groups or clusters. So when we have to apply the cluster, so clustering indexing will be applicable there. When talking about the secondary index is saying to us if you want to make an index in your record is a primary you can make, but other than the primary index, if you want to allow, if you want to use the multiple indexing, then you can make. So you will have the first primary index and then you will have the secondary index. So all these four different kind of indexing we will see by the our example. So let us start the first part, that is the order indexes. What is order indexing is saying to us? So we will see all this information step by step. As you can see over the slide, order indices we are looking for here. So the indices that are usually stored or sorted the information to make the record in fast way. By default, as we know, in the storing will be done by the first come first serve. It means the information we are storing the database will be based stored into the first come first serve basis by default. So it doesn't mean the information is sorted, doesn't mean the storage information is unsorted. But if you're applying the indexing on that point, you can apply. So you can apply the indexing, that is order indexing. So information will be sorted in simple. The indexes which are sorted are known as the order indexes, as I told you. So example we have given over here. Suppose we have employee table with thousands of the records, and each of the which is 10 bytes long. So it means each record will representing by the 10 bytes only. If their IDs start with 1, 2, 3, and so on, so and we have to search the student with ID 543. So from this point, we have to search this element. So if what you will do as a sequentially, you will start from the first two, second, fourth, fifth, third, fourth, fifth, five, six, seven, and 10, 11, so on, so on, so then you will reach at the 543. So how many bytes you will require to how many bytes you require to cover up? 1 to 543, you will require the 453 multiplied by the 10. So 5430 bytes will be required. So in this case, the database with no index, we have to search the disk block from the starting till the reach 543. So DBS will delete a record after the reading the 543 into 10 because each and every information required the 543. So it will take much time. So 5430 bytes will be applicable there. But in case of and the indexing we are applying, so the searching will be done easily. So DMS will read record after the 5422. So why I'm taking the 542 into multiply? Why I'm multiplying the two? Can anyone tell me why I'm multiplying the two? Can anyone tell me? Just tell me. Can anyone tell me why I'm multiplying two with the 542? Yes, tell me. Anyone who have any idea? Please tell me right now why I'm multiplying by 542 by 2, not by 10. Okay, if you don't know idea, so don't worry. I can explain in simple way. 543 is the our such element, and which is the 542 will be the less value than the 5423. So 542 is smaller than the 543. So you can easily say ID is written over here 543. We have to search. So the ID field will be represented by the integer only. In our memory, as we know, by default, if we need to store information, I'm talking about the previous cases in C and C plus programming, as we know, integer requires the 2 bytes. Okay, so 542 multiplied by 2 will be there, and by this point, 1084 bytes are required. Bytes are required to read such information. So 1084 is smaller than 5430. So that's why if I'm applying the indexing, so by applying the indexing, it will say you are saving some bytes. So if I'm reducing 543 or 5430 reduced by the 1084, so I'm saving the some extra amount of the byte after deducting the from the 5430 by the 1084. So this would be or this lead to the information as a less memory we can use. That is the reason we are putting the order indexes. Now this is clear to right now? Say yes or no? Or any doubts, so please you can ask me right now.
Sir, last point I didn't get.
Okay. See, if you are trying to read some information from 1 to 543, okay, so it is clearly written that if you are not applying the indexing, then what you will do, one first record will take the 10, then next record will take the 10. So again 10. So how many 10s are coming? How one 10 bytes is required. 10 bytes are required. It is clearly written over here. Suppose we have an employee table with thousands of the records and each of the which is the 10 bytes long. If I'm applying the sequential access, there is no indexing. By default, if we don't have a no indexing approach, so by default, I have to use the sequential. So first index will require the 10. Next index require the 10. Next will require the 10, and so on. So 5, 4, 3. Okay. So from first record to 543, if I'm reaching, so total I can say 543 into 10. I can write directly like this one. So 5430 bytes are required. From this case, what I first I have the 10 bytes. Second record require the 10 bytes. Next record require the 10 bytes. So if I'm doing this activity, this thing till 543. So what I'm doing right now, it will, we can say it require the 543 into 10. That's why we can say 5430 bytes are required. Now clear?
Yes,
Okay, I'm coming on your point, no problem. But if I'm applying the indexing, see, this is the point you people are required to understand. Now I'm applying the indexing on the my this ID. So please focus on this point right now. This ID, the ID 543. So ID is what actually? ID is an attribute or a field. Okay, and by the data type nature, as you can say, it required the it is supported by the integer data type. So as we know, integer will keep the information in 2 bytes only. Integer require the 2 bytes. Integer require the 2 bytes. Tell me yes or no. Are you agree with this point?
yes, sir.
So in this case, if you are need to move 543, you can move, but to 542 is the lesser value than the 543. So we will not going to the direct on the 543. That is the point. You have to order indexing. We are talking about the order indexing. We are not directly jump to the 543. We are first directly jump on the 542. We can do no problem. But please keep in mind right now, you can easily say if the search required the each and every required the store the 10 bytes. So if I'm moving from 1 to 543, if I'm multiplying the 10, so I'm getting the 543 without the indexing. But after applying the indexing, now after applying the indexing, I will not need to have 10 bytes long for using the record searching. Now I will follow the data type. What is the data type? We have integer. So it will require the 2 bytes only because indexing applying. I'm now applying the indexing on the field, on the my attributes. That is the point you have to keep in mind. So after applying the indexing on the field or attributes, then that is the integer type. So each and every record, each and every data element requires the 2 bytes. Then if I'm using the order indexing, so 542 is lesser or a small value than the 542, 543. So 542 will be multiplied by 2. So we can say 1084 byte required to set the our element. That is the point. That is the point you people are required to keep in mind. So we can say over here 543 is bigger than the 1084 bytes. This is the point. Now this point is clear. If I'm directly jumping on the 543 rather than the 542, so what I can say, I'm using the direct indexing. The point you have to keep in mind, at the time I'm using the direct indexing file organization. But this is not direct indexing file organization. This is the order indexing. So we have to take the thing order. So 543 will be bigger than the 542, of course. So before jumping on the direct 542, you have to move from 1 to 542. So that is a 542 we are taking, and we are applying the our indexing on the field. So that is a 2 byte long. So that's why we have to multiply by 2 only. This is the now clear. Tell me right now. It is
Yes,
clear. So
yes, sir.
because indexing we are applying on the attribute of field, not the data element. But without indexing, we have to keep in mind, we have to see the record and it will take the 10 bytes long. So that's the this is little bit different. We have to keep in mind. So we are not putting the direct indexing. If we are putting direct indexing, then what we have to do, we have to jump the 543 and we can multiply by 2 only. And then definitely it is too smaller than the 5430. So that is the reason we can say. Okay, so from this perspective, we have the order index. After understanding this point, we have to understand the next part, that is the primary index. Primary indexing will be applicable on our key. So undoubtedly we can say over here the if just let me. So if the index is created on the basis of the primary key, that is the point you people are required to understand. the piece of the primary key of the relation or table, then you can easily read out some points over here. Then it is known the primary index. So primary keys are unique, and each record contain the 1:1 relation between the record. It means in a relation there will be one record which is represented by the uniqueness. So this is the 1:1 ratio we have. As a primary key are stored in the sorted order undoubtedly. So the information we can say you have been observed this point. When we applying the primary key and we try to get the data, so other information we will get in the sorted way automatically. Just like the student ID. The student ID will be undoubtedly sorted order. If we're getting the student name, so we can get the student name while displaying. We can easily say it will display the record in a form uniqueness, so sorted will be automatically there. And that is the beauty of the primary index or beauty of the primary key. So you have been applying the primary key on the attribute, but after displaying the record by the primary index approach, so you can say it will be automatically sorted in one sorted way or sorted way. But by default, applying the primary index, so it will display the information sorted way. It could be ascending or descending. So from this case, we need to say if we need to search an element, then we can easily search the element without any doubt. So that is the point we have this point. So our concept, this concept is been divided into two parts. One is dense index, other one is a sparse index. So let us understand the concept by this approach. This is a critical point. So I'm skipping this slide. I'm moving to this one right now, dense index. This is the first type of the primary index, that is the dense index. So dense index basically contain an index record for every such key element in the data, and it makes searching faster. So let us understand that this point properly. But what is written in this kind of the dense indexing? The number of record in the index table is the same as the number of the record in the main table. So from two tables we are using for the searching purpose. So let us understand this thing properly. It needs more space to store the index record itself. The index record have the search key as a pointer to the actual record on the disk. So we have our index format. If you remember, so we have two parts. One is the key, and the one is the data reference. So UP, USA, Nepal, UK are our key elements, and the value we have the here this one. So this is known as the data reference. This is also known as the IDX. That is the data reference. Short form of the data reference. We can represent the index of data reference is known as the shortcut form IDX. So this represents this UP. So this is so 1:1 we have over here now USA 1:1 we can say this is the point here. But if I'm adding the India country inside my another table, then I'm putting the its capital tally and just population size over here, then this will not describe the thing. It will give a message the dense indexing we are not following because the information are not seen. That is the point. So if information are not matching, then what is the another kind of index we have? We have the sparse. This is a good. So this is the way you can say. So in the dense index, a record is created for every each record. So this will be 10 will be match here and down. 20 will be match over here, so there will be no issue. 30 we have, there will be no issue. 40 we have, so 40 we are creating. 60, 50 we are making. 70, 60 we are matching over here. 70 and 80 we have, so we are creating the thing properly. Undoubtedly there will be no issue. So in the dense index, what we have over here, it should be same, then we can apply. So a record is created for every search key values the database. This helps to search the faster, but need more space to store index record, because when we are storing we are giving the space for our indexing and giving the information for the actual data. So it takes the much space, or we can say more space in our memory. So that's why we can say it is okay, but it is not good for us. So this is faster because by the help of its key attributes or keys by which we can directly access the information. In this indexing the method, the records contain the search key value and point of the real word on the disk. So that is a point. This is a highlighted point you people are required to understand. In this indexing method, records contain the search key values and points on the real records on the disk. That is a point you people are required to keep in mind. But suppose I have already given the some cross symbol over here for betterment. Suppose this 40 was not. Suppose this 40 was not a part of the this actual value or actual record. So if I'm giving the index value over here 40, so this will not be considered as a dense record because it is not same we are following. What I have written in this, the number of the records in the index table is same as the number of the records in the main table. So this please understand this point. The number of the records in the index table is same as the number of the records in the main table. This is the point you people are required to understand in the dense record. Okay, so it is mandatory to understand this point. So this is the point. Suppose I don't have any 70. 70 is not in the my main table, but I'm putting into the my index record or index part. Then this is not a dense. So what is the thing we can say? We have a next part, that is a sparse matrix. Oh, sorry, sparse index. This is completely inspired by the sparse matrix, but we will not talk about the right now the sparse matrix. So in the sparse matrix, what we have in the data file and its record appear only the few items, and each item point to the block only. So this is a block we have referencing, but point we have to keep in mind, we can have the same, we cannot have the same, but we are having the same, so we can say we are putting the dense record, dense index, as we are putting the sparse index. UP is a part of the in our block, so we can say Nepal is a part of the this block, so we can say UK is also part of this one, but USA is not a part of the this one. So this is the example we can say we are following the sparse index because USA is the memory block which is representing that is not inside the our indexing table. So that is the reason we can say we are following the sparse index. Okay, so there's a little bit difference we have to keep in mind. So in the primary index where we have to think, we have to follow the thing on the key. So what is the key we have? We have the country name, that is UP, Nepal, UK. These are the country name are our key. Okay, so that is the point we can say we have a this. Okay, so this is clear to all right now. The primary key and sparse indexing and other thing. Is it clear to all right now? Sparse index and dense index and the primary index. Is it clear to all right now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So let us understand the one more example here. You can say theoretically you can read out all the theory from this point, but I will give you some idea which points we have to pick as a key point. So just focus on this point right now. In the sparse index helps you resolve the issues of the dense indexing in the database management system. And that is a point we have to keep in mind. And in the dense indexing, we have some problems, so we are resolving the issues over here. And that is why we can say it stores the index record only for only some search key values, and it needs less space, less maintenance, and overhead of the insertion and deletion. But it is slower to compare the dense indexing for the locating. Why? This 10 is a part of the here. We can say 10 is a part. 20 is not part, but 30 is a part. Yeah, of course, 30 is a part. 70 and 70. But what is the problem over here? After the 30, suppose after 30, if it is required to see this key is a part of the this main table or not. So it will 70 will first match with the 40, 70 will match the 50. So internally for the comparison, it will take some time. So that's why we can say it is slower than the dense. Why? Because in the main table there are lots of information we have, but in the key or in the index table we have a limited information. So searching or for the comparison it will take much time. To avoid the such thing, we can say it is slower than this is the only reason. So please focus on this statement. It is slower compared to the dense index for locating the records because comparing all the record will take the much time. This is so this is the our sparse index. Okay. Now clear sparse index or anything? Any student who need to ask any question? Please tell me right now. Any student who have any problem?
Sir, I have a doubt.
Yes, tell me.
So in this method, if I search for number 20, then I will get the wrong data.
No, I will not get the wrong data. See, this is the main table, the 10, 20, 30, 40. You are seeing on the right side, this is the main table. And in the left side, you are looking at the table which is known as the index table. So index table will contain all the some information as our key value. This key value that is 10 will give the memory referencing to the block. So this is the 10. Just I can write over here. This is the block actually. Okay, this is the block. In this block, see, this is a block. In this block, we have the key value and its respectively some data. Okay. But in the case what we have the key. This is also key. This is also key, and this is the memory referencing. Am I right? I can write in short way memory referencing or data referencing. So 10 I'm searching over here. If it is inside our key or inside our main table is belong to not. If it is belong, then we can say it is found. So indexing, why we are applying the indexing? The purpose of applying the indexing to search an element. Is it available inside the record or not? So most of the time we will talk about the indexing the database to search the elements. Just see this slide, what I have written. Indexing used to optimize the performance of the database while minimizing the number of the disk access required when query is processed. So while processing the query, if we are trying to put a query and this query will try to fetch the data from our indexed form. So that's why what we are doing, we are trying to search the element from our stored information. So that is the point. See, it is used to locate. Locate means search or access the data from our database table. So this is the purpose why we are studying the indexing. So after understanding this point, just I'm coming back to my example. Yeah, this one. So if it is available inside our main table or our database table, then we can say it is available. But if it is not available in the main table, it is main table. We have the huge volume. So from the indexing table, if we try to search the 20, but 20 is not a part of this one, so that is the reason. But 30 will also require to compare with the 20 because 10 is available, so no comparison is required. But 30 will be compared required by the 20, so it will take much time. But because 30 is not a part of that one. But if talking about dense, then dense is saying to us the number of the key index inside the index table and number of the key value inside the main table should be equal. So comparison will take the less time because it is a part of that one. So if we are having the same thing inside the both table, index table and main table, so comparison will take less time. But in this case, compare will require the more time. Talking about 30. So talking about 70. So 70 after the 30, 70 will require to search from with the 40. Comparison will be followed by the 40, then 50, then 60. So 3 time comparison I'm doing and I'm checking it is available inside this main table or not. So it is not available inside the main table, but it takes much time to compare to the dense index. That is the reason. So in this case, we can say it is not to properly follow the one-to-one relation. It is not following the one-to-one relation, but that is a drawback. So that's why it is slower compared to the dense index. But there is no guarantee each and every time we will keep the same information inside our main table or our index table. There is no guarantee. But in this case, suppose we don't have, then what is solution? This is solution sparse index. That's why sparse indexing is a reverse of the our dense index. Now clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. So after understanding the dense index, sparse index, and our indexing the database management system, so we have seen two type of the indexing. One is order indices. Next one is a primary index. After understanding all these two type of the indexes followed by the two sub type of the primary indexes. Now let us see the clustering index. So here we have a clustering index. So read some point. I'm speaking some points from our mindset. So please listen the word properly. So a cluster indexing can be defined as an order data file, but sometimes the index is creating on non-primary key columns, which may not unique for the each record. Because you are trying to make the record as a cluster, so definitely if I'm choosing the student name who belong to the Bhopal city, so there is no will not be there will be no guarantee the student will only single student will be the Bhopal only. Thousand students may be part of the Bhopal city, other students may belong to the other city as well. So we can't say the city can be a primary key. So that's why if you have the system, sometimes the index is created on the non-primary key columns. This is the point. So to identify the record faster, we will group two or more columns. So to get the unique value and created index out of them, this method is called a clustering index. So what we are doing actually, we are trying to create the groups or the more or two or more groups. So we will group two or more columns. Yes, this is the point. To get the unique value and create the index out of them. So the record we have the similar characteristics of group and the index which are we have the same. So we have to make the group. So let us understand this thing with an example. In this example, it is clearly written over here. We have a department ID 12345, and there are some pointer. Pointer means some memory differences. So this is what this is our key table. Or this is index table. This is known as our index table. This is known as the index table. Index table. Yeah. And this is the main table. So for example, suppose the company contains the several employees, 12345 we have over here, so department ID. So suppose the company contains the several employees in the each department, and suppose we use a clustering index where all employees which belong to the same department ID or not, so are considered with a single cluster or index pointer point to the cluster so as a whole. So here department ID is a no unique key. So this is the point. I'm just highlighting this point. So please focus on this point. Unique, we are not following. We are following the non-unique. That's the point. So you can easily say just yes, you can say the department ID 1. So department ID 1 belong to the 1. So 1 we have department ID 1 also, but 2 is not pointing. So this is a 2 is not pointing here. If 2 is not pointing over, so this will not be considered as a. So that's why this will this is the 2. So 2 is over here, and this 2 will reference to the this point. Okay, I just marking. This one is pointing to here, okay, and 2 is also pointing to here. Yes. So 1 we have the 1, 1, 2, 1, 1. No issue. 2 is also referencing, so 2 will be here and down. Okay. Now you can observe over here 1, 2, 1, 2 we have. So here the data pointer are referencing over here, but this is not a group. So you can observe over here, this is not a group because this one will be part of a group, will be a group, or we can say the same. But 2 is not a kind of the same group. So what we are doing right now, you can observe over here, it is this example is showing to this this 2 is just referencing to its next group where we have the all the values 2. So this 2 will be added into the other group, other cluster where it belong to the same value. So 2 will be moved over here. That is the point. Now 3 is also referencing over here and 4 is also referencing over here, but we same find over here 4. So 4 is not a part of the same group, that should be 3. So if it is not having, so it will, what it will do, it will move to in the this group. So now it is part of that one. But again we found over here again we 5. So if I'm putting the 4 over here, so 5 will not be considered. So this 4 will not be part of over here. So this 4 will move where it belongs to. So that is the point. So we have to put the appropriate our index value, our this memory block values in the same group where we have same values group where they belong to. This is the point. So that is a point which is represented by the clustering indexing. So indexing will be applicable where it belongs to properly. That is a simple thing. Now this example is clear right now. This example is clear, or anything you need to ask? Just tell me, any doubt?
No, sir.
Okay, in concise way I can speak over here. If any pointer value or any department ID, if it is not a part of the same group, then it will move to the respective group or respective cluster. So at the 4 we don't have any group, so we're founding if that moving to the next group, that we found that there are the lots of the 5 department IDs available, but 4 is not. So 4 will be moved to the respective department and this process will go on. So this only is an example showing the only the simple concept of the clustering index. So we will make a group of the same kind of the group. In this case, there is no guarantee we can have the uniqueness. So duplicacy will be over here. So we are having the duplicacy. Now, so what is the solution? So finally, you can see one belong to the this one. Ultimately, what is the problem in this group? In this case, you can say first part belong to the 1 and 2. So we have updated this point right now. So one is transferred to the this point. So we can say here we have a this point. So now department ID 1 belong to the, now this department ID belong to the this group one. So this is the cluster. I'm just marking by the circle. It is already highlighted by red color. This is belong to the our one group. Cluster I, cluster one. Okay, this two. So this belong to the this one where we found that two was not part of the that one. So it will come inside the next code. So again it will make another cluster. So this is the cluster two. So solution we have to write properly, and third we have over here. So third we can say like this. So third will be focus on the this point, right? This two you want to move, you want to shift above side, then you can shift, but keep in mind what is size of the cluster. So if we founding that in the two we are having the 4 and 2 again, so what we are observing, the size of the cluster is 4. That's why we cannot keep the two many times. We can keep maximum 4 values. So we can keep the maximum to 4 times. So if you need to have, we have the 5 times we have the 2 values. So we have to make another cluster of the same kind of the value. So that is also possible. And now 4. So 4 will be reference over here. So we can see over here same thing, and 5 again like this one. So 5 will be also like over here. So that's why now we have created the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 groups. In these 6 groups, there should be 5 groups, but there is a reason because cluster size was given the 4, so we can't keep more than values 4 times. We can't take. So we have to make another cluster for the 2. So we have created over here, but it keeps the memory reference of the previous cluster. It can't take the memory reference from the our index table. This is the point we have to keep in mind. So now finally we have the solution. Okay, now clear how to make the clustering and how to make the cluster indexing. Now clear? Yes, and
Yes.
okay, good. So now it's time to see the some point over here, index or indexing index. So what it is written, we have a lots of the theory over here. So after understanding this various kind of the indexing, I'm speaking once again. After understanding the file organization, objective of the file organization, type of the file organization, indexing the database management system, indexing structure, indexing method. So far we have seen the order, primary. In the primary we have seen the index and sparse. Now it's time to, and interesting we have also seen. So after see this, we have a next part, that is the second index. Second index is basically in the database management system that is required to generate the field which has a unique value for each record, and it should be a candidate key. So this is also known as the non-clustering index. This is some idea I'm giving right now, the secondary index. And we can say it is known as the two-level database indexing. Why it is known as the two-level indexing? Because first it will make indexing on as a primary, and then it will make indexing on the as a secondary. So first level and the second level we have to follow properly. It is better idea to understand this concept by an example without wasting much time. Okay, so I think we should move to the example rather than the other thing. So I'm just focusing on this point right now. Theory you can read from this note, this slide. So I'm just moving to the right part. See this example. Second index. Now let us understand this thing properly. Role pointer. So this is a primary level indexing we have. So this is a primary level index. Okay, this is a primary level index. Now we have a second indexing level indexing. So we have a second indexing. RAM and hard disk saying to us the primary level indexing is done at the RAM level, RAM, and the secondary level indexing will be done by the hard disk, because both are the storage area. Hard disk and RAM both are the storage area. So at the different level we can done the indexing. It is also possible. When we are following the index secondary indexing, so we have the two level indexing as I told you a few minutes ago. So two level indexing will be done at over here. So primary level indexing you can see over here, roll number 100, 200, 300 we have. So point we have seen. In secondary level indexing, the student's roll number who belong to the 100 to the student roll number which belong to the 100 to 200. So range is 100 to 190 or 199. So please we have. So that belong to inside the another table. So it is already given to the different color. So you can see over here. I'm just making inside a. This is the point. Okay, so now it is coming inside the secondary level indexing. So the roll number that is lies between the 100 to 199. So it can also create the another index table. So we will make like this one. 100, 110 and 120 and 100, 190 could be. A maximum could be the 199. If we have a 200, so starting day what do we have the 200? So 200 to 299. 102 we can say 299, we can maximum we can take maximum 299. So it is also possible. So this is the entire index. So this value, this pointer value, this pointer value 100, this memory difference pointer value will reference to first record, but it will capture the this portion, entire portion 100 to 199. Same thing will be happen with the 200 to the 299, and then 300 to 399, and so and so. So this is what this is representing by the secondary level indexing. We are expanding actually in this case. What we are doing, we are expanding the our level in our indexing level. And now see, we can't take the 200 inside the our first inside the 100 to 199. So we can't take because the starting index was even the primary, that is 200. That is the point. So data block in the memory look like the 100, 101 and so and so, 100, 199 and so and so. So you can see this 100 we can representing like this one. It's available. 110 we can representing like this one. Okay, and 120 we can represent like this one if it is possible. So that is a respectively data block in the memory will be referenced by the our secondary and primary level indexing. So we are what we are doing, we are expanding. In this case we are expanding. Secondary level means there's a primary level you have to do, and then secondary level you have to do, as I told you. Now, same thing it will be happened over here. So this is the point we describe by the our secondary level indexing. So it is just simple concept we have to understand only here. So what it is doing over here in this example, if you want to find the record of the roll number 111, there's a 111 in the diagram, then it will search the highest entry which is smaller than the or equal to the 111. So in the first level indexing, so it will go the 100 at this level. This is the first point you people are required to keep in mind. I'm speaking. If you want to find the record of the roll number 111 in the diagram, then it will search the highest entry which is smaller than or equal to the 111 in the our first level diagram, and it will go 100 at this level. So this is the first level in our primary level we have done. Now in the second index level, it does max between 111 less than or equal to 111 and gets the 110. That is the point you people are required to follow. And now using the address 110, it goes to the data block and starts searching each record till it get 111. And this is how a search perform in this method, inserting, deleting, updating, and is done in the same manner. And this is the process we have to follow step by step. Now, clear? This example is clear to all right now? Just tell me, any doubt over here? Yes, this is clear to all right now? I'm not following the unnecessary theory, I'm just giving the idea what we have to do. Is it clear to all? What is the search element? 111. So it is already marked by me in the circle. Just I'm also highlighting this 110. So it will goes to the 100 and 110 and this goes to 110 starting. So we have to do the appropriate steps. Now, when talking about the other examples of the second index, what it's saying to us, if a bank in a bank account database, so data is stored sequentially by the account number. You may want to find all accounts in of a specific branch of the ABC bank. So here you can have a second index and database management system for every search key index. Index record is a record point of the bucket that contains pointers to all the records with their specific search key values. So from this point, we can say account number, you may want to find the account of the specific branch of the ABC bank. So account number will be at the primary. So the main account is the SP bank account, the CB bank account. From this account, the other account will be associated like the loan account and other details. So what you are doing from the primary level to you are expanding the secondary level to you are expanding the other part. So our other account that belongs to the RD account, the current deposit account or loan account will be associated with the main account that is the SB bank account. And that is a real thing we have seen to our bank. So what is the application of second indexing? Yes, banking is a basic. See this example. Okay, so we have this example right now over here. So this is a secondary level. So 110 we have 10 will be referencing to over here 20, so 20 will be referencing over here. So if we are expanding, here we are expanding the mixture kind of the secondary level. So 1, 10, 20, 30 we have over here, so we are referencing all the things properly. So 10 is required to at any point, so it will take the reference. So see, this is just only for just let me write the properly. Let me first draw the highlight. This is the block which belong to the 10 only. This is another block which belong to 20 only. And this is the only block for 30 only. And this is a block only the 40 only. This is only for the 10. This is only for 20. This is only for 30. And this is only for the 40. So when the this expansion is required for the indexing for the memory block, then we can easily see over, we can easily reference over here. So that is also possible. So this is a secondary. This secondary example of second indexing example. So this was a very simplest concept so far we have seen about our indexing approaches. So now you have any doubts, so please you can ask me right now if you have any doubt.